I encourage you to start from landing page project 1 up until the 10th video. So there are 10 videos there just for this week alone. So you can go ahead and check it out. So I'm going to add more landing page projects. The ones I'm going to do today, I'm going to add it to this list. So you're going to see it. So, and also I've also updated um, the assignment portal. So the assignment for week 1, check it out and try and do it. And your LinkedIn post also, please do not forget. So for your LinkedIn post, all we need you to do is post about what you learned in that particular week, talk about it, then tag Tech Edu official page, and also you can tag me. Yeah, so that's it. So you have to submit the link on the portal. So all of these things, I'm probably going to give us like a little breakdown on how to do it. So it's not going to be too hard. I know. Maybe after today's class, I'm just going to like run us through it. Yeah, and on today's class also, there's going to be like a little project for you to work on. So little project for you to work on. This whole page here is your week 4 project. So let's go to week 4 so I can show you what I'm saying. Now, for your week 4 assignment, you're expected to complete this. What's the name? This just complete this about section. You're expected to complete it. Then for your week 5, you make it responsible. Don't worry, we'll talk about responsiveness on Monday, so you understand how to do this. So week 4, just during the weekend, just complete this. You start, don't worry, but you complete it during the course of the weekend. So that's it. So that's just what you're going to be doing for this week. All right, moving on. Let us get started with today's project. So where did you stop? Let me go live first. All right, so this was where we stopped, right? Stop that. Hello, I am. We already gave this design that I wanted to create. Now, the next thing that we need to focus on now, I'm going to bring this design here. Next thing that we need to focus on now is um, this other one, which is Lorem Ipsum. But there's a problem here. If you notice, the gap in this case is too much. If you check the design, it's not that much. Is it? No. So the gap there is too much. I want to reduce this gap, but I cannot reduce this gap because there is a problem. Who can just like tell me or if on the problem that we're having right now? Let me say what I said again. Look at the design. This hello I am and this next text. If you notice, there are not much differences or gap between them, right? But if you check here, we have a lot of gap here. Why do we have this gap? Yes, heading, but heading is what kind of heading is? There's a reason why heading will always do things like this. Okay. So your heading or your heading tag is a block element. It's going to always take up that much space on that. So I'm going to change it from a heading tag to I'm going to change from heading tag to probably like a span tag so that it's not going to give us that issue again. So I'm going to change it to a span tag. Yeah, so span. And I'm going to give it a class of or an ID. Let's give it an ID of head. Now, in this place, instead of H1, I'm going to say hash head. Now, if you go ahead and check it out, you should have a more balanced. So now, don't have that much space again. I'm also going to increase the font size. And I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 1.5 rem to make it bigger. I think it's better now. But let's give it 2 rem instead. Yeah, so I think it's better now. So you do not have that much space again. So as you can see, you do not have that much space again in this place. So So yeah. Now the next thing I'll be working on now is this one, which is our name, right? Now if you notice it, this place is what? It is you know, bolder, you understand, and a white color. So how do you get it? First of all, you need to increase the font weight. Font weight determines how light or how thick a particular um, text is going to be. So you need to increase it. So for us to increase it, you're going to have to target that particular um, field, which is your p tag. So I'm going to go header dot text, right, dot txt, and your p tag, right. Then I'm going to give you the of 900, right, to make it very bold. Then I'm going to give it a font size of 2.5 rem because it's bigger. Font size of 2.5 rem, 2.5 rem. Now, if you check it out, now what you should have, yeah, so you have something bigger. Yeah, something bigger. Let me reduce this text. So if you check it out, you have something. I think should still okay. I don't think we should reduce it. Let's leave it. So let's leave it and give it 2 rem instead. Now there's another problem here. Problem now is you still have a lot of space here. Do you notice? Spaces here, spaces here. We do not want this. Now there's a problem here. What's the problem? The problem is that we are using a p tag. P tags are also what? Block elements, just like the H tags or heading tags. So we need to change this from a block element to an inline. So I'm also still going to use span here, right? And in this span, I'm going to give it an ID of name, right? So instead of p tag, it's not going to be what hash name. So it's not going to be so as you can see, the space has now been reduced. You understand? So now this is why I always emphasize make like doing something like this. Imagine that you're having 3 different spans in one D and you just say span. What happens? Everything is going to start the same way. But now we have different what? IDs. One ID here, another ID here. I'm also going to have another ID in this place. So these IDs are going to separate each of these span tags and give them different stylings. So if I say ID of let's say job or occupation, let's just say job, right? It has now been separated from all of these span. Yes, they are all span tags, but they have different IDs. You have a question? No, it did. Why did you ask? Yeah, there's a reason. Okay, so there's a reason I changed it to a span tag, right? The reason I changed it to a span tag is because when I was using H1 tags, there were spaces. You understand? So we need to like make sure that okay, we change it from a block element to an inline element. So that's why I changed it from H1 to span tag. You understand? So and I gave it an ID, so that we can style it up and make it look exactly like your H1 tag. Is it clear to you? Now the next one is the last span tag, which is this, a main stack developer. Now, how are we going to get it? If you notice, this is very, very light. It's not as thick as the rest. Very light, and it is smaller. So for us to check it, for us to get something like this, all we have to do is do the same thing, header, right? .txt, then job. Then we're going to give you the font weight of 300 because why? It is very, very light. If I give a font weight of 300, check what happens. You see that it's now going to be, okay, just a moment. I think there's a problem. So ID of job, okay, header text txt, okay. Should have a very light list. But let's see. Let me give it 100 instead. I don't think it's affecting it. Let's check color. Great. Okay, it's affecting it actually, but I don't know why it is very, very, very. You know what? Let's give it instead of this, I'm gonna give it lighter, and let's see what we have. Is it a little bit light, but it's still the same thing? This one, it means that it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be lighter. So let me check what I'm missing here. It's still inter. The font is still inter. But I think there's a problem here. Okay, you know what? Let me just try something else. So I'm going to say font family of inter. I'm going to add the same thing here. So yeah, I think we have we have the this thing now. Yeah, exactly. So that's it. So now it is now very, very light, as you can see. So similarly, it's very, very similar to this now, right? This one is just longer, much more longer text. So now we've been able to get the LOIM, then we'll be able to get all of these other uh, elements here, right? The next thing is to work on this button and style it exactly as we are seeing it here. So how then are we going to do something like this? How are we going to get something like this? Now, for us to do this, again, you have to look at the display. You have to look at the layout. You understand the layout is very much important, right? So we've been able to style the first part of the text. The next part of this text was the buttons, and they are side by side. For you to change these elements that are on top of each other to elements that are side by side, how are you going to do it? You'd have to use a display of flex and a flex direction of what? Row. But again, your display of flex has an automatic direction of what? Row, right? Good. Side by side. That's what your display of flex does. You understand? So now all you have to do right now is access the div tag. Access the div tag that is housing these two elements and give it a display of flex. So automatically they're going to be beside each other. So what am I saying? I'm going to come here now. And what's the div tag? The div tag is btns, right? So that will be header.text.btn. So let's try it. So we have header.text.text.btn. We're going to give it a display of flex, right? So after giving a display of flex, I want you to check it out and see what you have now. Now they are beside each other. You understand? So we have this here, we have this here. Now we need to give it the gap that we see in this little bit of gap. We need to give it. So I'm going to give it a gap of 2 rem so that we can have something similar to what we have on that design. So if you check it out now, you should have that gap. Now exactly you have the gap. You understand it now? So now you can now go ahead and style them individually. So I'm going to stop here and ask questions to know if we are actually following. Do you understand this? Is it clear to us? So far, has it been clear? Mr. Kelvin. Okay. Mr. Okay. No, 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 not yet. We've not styled, we've not touched the individual elements yet, just the parent element. John is turning blue. No, you see. Oh, maybe the reason why you saw blue was because I highlighted it. Do you understand? Mr. David, is it clear to you? Yes. Which? Okay. Okay, you've done it before. Oh, you did this? Okay, okay, okay. Nice. Nice one. Nice one. Okay, you sent it to me on WhatsApp. Okay, okay. All right. Mr. John, are you following? Okay. What issue are you having at the moment? Okay, let me stop recording first. Mr. John, what issue are you having at the moment?